Welcome back to Yang Daily. I'll be your host, Alex Cheney, bringing you all the Yang news you need to live your life right. Just a quick update today. Not a very happy report, unfortunately. Also, a reminder that you're on your own for Saturday news. My advice, take a day off politics. It's Halloween. Shout out to our Tier 3 patrons, Peter Park and Shay Meehan, as well as all our other patrons. Could not do this without you. Just one new Humanity Forward endorsement today. Cynthia Wallace is running for U.S. House to represent North Carolina's 9th Congressional District. She supports lowering drug prices, increasing funding for education, infrastructure, and broadband access, and monthly stimulus. No specific policy on her website, however. As if 2020 hasn't taken enough from us, today we lost one of the world's greatest actors, one of my all-time favorites, Sean Connery. He was the kind of actor so good that he drew people together in their love of him and his work. Thank you for a life well lived, Sean, and for leaving behind so many great works for us to remember you by. You will be missed. Similar to the case yesterday with Pennsylvania, Minnesota's Supreme Court has also ruled on ballots received after Election Day. Rather than an inconclusive trap this time, they came out clearly opposed. The Minnesota Secretary of State had previously struck a deal to extend the deadline so that ballots received up to 7 days after Election Day would be accepted, as long as they were postmarked by November 3rd. This is the way it has long worked in my state. Whether this was a legitimate way to change the deadline, I don't know. According to the courts, it was not. Republicans, as usual, when it comes to voting rights, challenged the agreement in court, and in this case the courts sided with them, changing the rules just a few days out from the election and likely invalidating many ballots that had been given to the care of the post office, but which will not be delivered in time. If you live in Minnesota, do not mail your ballot. Find your local drop box and deliver it there. In fact, do that no matter where you live, just in case. Bit late on this one, but Californians should be aware that there are two propositions on their ballot to expand voting rights. One would restore the right to vote for some 50,000 felons while they are on parole. Another would allow 17-year-olds to vote in primaries if they turn 18 before the general election. On the economy, Erica Chappell posted a tweet that I find tragically amusing enough to share here. Quote, "The Simpsons has been on so long that they went from a fairly standard, single-income, middle-class family with a house and 3 kids to an impossible fantasy where a 34-year-old high school grad with no inheritance can have any of those things and still be lazy. That a show which was originally about a dysfunctional mess of a family barely clinging to middle-class life in the aftermath of the Reagan administration has now become aspirational is frankly the most on-the-nose manifestation of American decline I can think of." End quote. Not much to add here, frankly. She pretty much nailed it. Hashtag Simpsons did it. Hashtag we need UBI. One good announcement, Susan Danziger, co-founder of Hudson Up, joined the board of Humanity Forward yesterday. As you may recall, Hudson Up is the basic income pilot in Hudson, New York, which coincidentally just launched yesterday. It's great to have Susan officially on the team. Income Movement will be hosting a Humanity Hang on election night with Reverend Wendy and Stacy Rutland. Regardless of how optimistic or pessimistic the vote count is looking at the time, you'll probably want some company. And finally, Rio has released the Moving Forward podcast episode that I recorded with him on democracy reform. Just in time, right? We discuss all the major ways in which American democracy is deficient and the most likely solutions, as well as covering the possibilities of the upcoming election. It's all stuff that we've covered here before, but it's much better summarized there and might be a good one to share with others if you want to give them an overview of what they should be focused on in democracy reform or preparing for the election. The only thing missing is the filibuster, which I appended to the Twitter thread below. I actually haven't gotten to listen to the episode yet, so go easy on me if I made a fool of myself. Enjoy. And that'll do it for today's Yang Daily. Check out our new candidate, watch some Connery movies, and throw one back for a legend. Welcome Susan to the team. Bookmark and share the Moving Forward episode. Help recruit other organizations to the cause and get everyone to sign the UBI petition. Flood Congress and Trump with calls, tweets, and letters using the Resist Bot or Income Movement easy contacts below. If you need help, consult Humanity Forward, the Income Movement Aid Database, the Mission Asset Fund, United Way, or the H3 podcast thread. And don't forget to Yang Daily.